Everybody, some would say I'm the reverse, and welcome to my review for part 1 of the Crisis on Infinite Earths event. The Crisis is finally here, and it starts off with a Supergirl episode. This is Supergirl Season 5, Episode 9, and let's just get into my general thoughts. I thought this episode was great. Easily the best episode of Supergirl this season. Wasn't really wasn't really an episode of Supergirl, obviously, because it was the crossover episode, but still part of the show, I guess. And I'd say it's easily the best episode so far. Um, and it was a really, really good crossover episode. Probably the best crossover episode we've ever gotten in the Arrowverse. And no doubt in my mind that it'll be topped at some point um, when we get to the next 4 episodes of Crisis. But let's start with the plot of the episode. It starts off with the Monitor talking, and it shows the beginning of the multiverse, and with the Big Bang, and then all the suns and stuff were like replicating. I thought that was a really cool scene. It was really comic book accurate to some panels in the comics. I thought it was a really good looking scene and just a really cool scene in general. He started talking about the age of heroes with different shots of Oliver and Barry and Kara and all them. And then we got some shots of some Earths that got destroyed, starting with Earth 89. We got an awesome shot of what's his name? Alexander Knox, I believe, was his name in the Batman 89. I don't know the actor's name. Maybe Alexander Knox is the actor's name. I don't remember. But he was in the original Batman movie, I believe. And the Batman 89 theme was playing. And that was just an awesome moment. And then the antimatter wave obviously took out Earth 89. And then there's Earth 9 was the next one. And it showed Hawk from the Titans, and it showed Robin from the Titans. Um, Obviously, Titans is not ending because it has a new season coming up. Um, I believe it's on season 3 now. But obviously, the show over on DC Universe is not ending. This is a different Earth. I'm 99% sure this is the different Earth that has Titans that are basically identical to the Titans versus Earth. Well, Earth 9 is destroyed, so yeah, there's that. And then Earth 66 showed Burt Ward walking his dog, which is Ace the Bat Hound, I believe. Um, and I forgot what he says, but he just says a classic Burt Ward Robin line as he looks up into the sky, and antimatter wave destroys that Earth too. Really cool opening to the crossover, just with some cool cameos from different universes and different characters from those universes. I thought it was just a really solid opening. But this episode heavily revolves around Supergirl, her city, and her characters. Obviously, because it is a Supergirl episode, and crossovers always do that. They focus on the characters of that show. So that's what they did. There's a lot of Supergirl characters in this episode. Um, let's start off. I think right after that, it showed the DEO. There was some earthquakes from the red skies that was approaching, and then Argo City got destroyed. We cut to Argo City, and Lois and Clark are there with Jonathan, and then they see the skies turning red, and they get Allura, Kara's mom, and they send Jonathan off in a pod. And then seemingly Lois, Clark, and Allura, they all die. But that eventually obviously isn't the case. But we then see a bunch of shots of Lila picking up multiple different heroes. We see her pick up Oliver and Mia on Lian Yu. We already saw that in the last episode of Arrow, but we're seeing this now. Um, it's basically an identical scene. They cut a few shots from the Arrow episode, and also I think they cut one of Lila's lines just to cut it down, reduce the scene, make it shorter. Um, but yeah, same thing happened. She recruited them, then she went to Central City, I don't know what order she went, but I'm just talking about just each hero. She went to Central City and she got Barry. He was running around looking at the red skies. It looked like his lightning was red. We also saw that shot in a trailer. I thought he might have been fighting the Reverse Flash. He looked like he had red lightning. It might have been because of the red skies, or it might have just been my eyes or something. I don't know. But she picks up Barry, and then she goes to Gotham City, and she picks up Batwoman. Batwoman is fighting some of the Wonderland gang. She's looking for Alice. She almost gets one to talk, but then she's flashed away by Lila. And then Lila goes to Star City, and she picks up Ray and Sarah, and they're at a bar, and easily the most comedic of these moments. Just because it's Legends, obviously it's comedic. But yeah, she picked up Arrow, or the Green Arrow, Mia, Flash, Batwoman, Ray, and Sarah, and then she flashes back to the DEO. She flashes to the DEO, um, and then Kara said, "Did you do this? Did you destroy Argo?" And then she flashes everyone back, including Lois and Clark. Um, so yeah, it's revealed that she saved them from Argo City in time, and Clark tells Kara that unfortunately Allura is dead. So, the first major death of Crisis, not major, but the first death of a known character, I guess, in the Crisis, if you don't count the cameos from the very beginning. Um, so yeah, and then we have this little round table discussion with Lila explaining to all the heroes that the Anti-Monitor is coming and he's bringing the antimatter wave to destroy the entire multiverse. And she just explains what the crisis is and what is happening. And then, what else happened in the scene? Oh, yeah, Lois and Clark, they say they didn't even, they don't know if Jonathan's pod made it to Earth. But then this huge quantum tower comes out of the Earth, and yeah, straight from the comics. They had the quantum towers in there. They have them in here. Apparently, these quantum towers in the comics were actually used to combine the Earths. I don't know if they're going to be doing that in the crossover. It doesn't seem like they're going to be doing that. I feel like it's just going to be Earth One that survives. But we'll have to wait and see. But basically, Lila. Then she flashes in Barry and Ray and Sarah, and because she didn't flash them in yet because they were doing reconnaissance, and they explained that the quantum towers actually don't destroy it. It's basically getting rid of the red skies and it's slowing the antimatter wave down. So yeah, and then we had some side plots about getting the humans off, and they also wanted to go find Jonathan. So let's talk about the first one. Sarah, Lois, and Brainy. They all go to Star City in Earth 16. That's where they tracked John's pod to. It went through a wormhole or something. Turns out that we actually learned that when the Legends in Season 1, when they went to Star City 2046, not only did they travel through time, but they also traveled to another Earth. Um, this means that the Wave Rider can basically Earth hop, go from one Earth to the other, which is pretty insignificant now that all the Earths are being destroyed. So, I mean, they could have used this concept earlier, but I don't know. Maybe some of the Earths will survive. Let's see. Um, since we have no idea how this crossover is going to end. Yeah, they go to Star City 26 or 2046 on Earth 16, and this is probably my least favorite part of the episode. They go to the bunker and they find Old Man Oliver. Um, it looks a lot significantly less old than he did in Legends. Um, makeup doesn't look as good, and he has his arm again. He didn't have an arm in the Star City 2046. Uh, in Legends, he didn't have an arm. In this, he does. Maybe this is like earlier. I don't know. It's the same year, so anything can happen. But it seemed that Oliver, in Legends, he hasn't seen action in a long time. So I doubt that this one is just earlier on in 2046. So I don't know. But there are some continuity mistakes. Um, because Oliver doesn't recognize Sarah. He did in Legends though, so I don't know what is going on with that. I don't know if they're gonna explain something like I don't know if this is a different Earth and the first time it was actually Earth 1. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Um, but another side plot was Martian Manhunter and Dreamer and everybody from the Supergirl cast getting the people off the planet, and Alex had to go help Lena create a portal for them to get off the planet. I don't know where this portal went. Maybe it went to the dawn of time like it did in the comics, or like they went to the dawn of time in the comics. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. Maybe it's Earth 1. Maybe it's another Earth. I don't know. Or maybe it's like the Monitor's base of operations or something. But yeah, they basically got 3.8 million or billion people out. Excuse me, and the Supergirl, Superman, they powered up the quantum tower, got rid of the red skies, and they almost stopped the antimatter wave. But then there were shadow demons that came in, and Oliver, who was it? Oliver, Kate, Ray, and Mia, I believe, were the four. They all went to the quantum tower to defend it because obviously the shadow demons want to destroy the quantum tower to stop it from stopping the antimatter wave and stopping the red skies and stuff. So the shadow demons are going for that. They're defending it. There's a big fight. Looked pretty good. I actually really like the design of those shadow demons and that shot where they're looking out the big window and you just see the shadow demons rising up. That was a really cool shot. Um, Shot of the army. So they fight. And then the Monitor shows up. He's starting to blink all the heroes away because the antimatter wave is about to hit Earth 38. He blinks the Atom away. He blinks Flash away, and just everyone else. The Supergirl, Superman, and Batwoman. And then he's gonna blink Oliver away, but Oliver shoots him with an arrow, which I thought was pretty stupid. I didn't really understand how an arrow would get to the Monitor. I mean, the Monitor could easily have stopped that, but he didn't. And then because Oliver, the reason he shot him is the Monitor wanted him to leave, but Oliver didn't want to leave yet. He wanted to keep fighting the Shadow Demons and stopping them from destroying the tower. So the antimatter wave would take a little bit less time to get to Earth to save all the people. He ended up saving like 1 billion people, but and then the Monitor flashed him back, and everyone was in the bunker. Oliver was kicked the crap out of. His face was all bloody, and he was, you know, we all know how the episode ended, but he was telling Mia, tell Felicity, tell William that I love them. He was telling Barry and Carr that it's their jobs to stop this, and a really sad scene. Just Barry and Carr looking at each other, tears in their eyes and stuff. Thought that was really sad. And then the most unexpected part of the episode, Oliver died. Like he legitimately died, which was crazy because it's part 1, and this was actually a pretty disappointing death for the main character of the Arrowverse. Um, because I expected him to go out in a blaze of glory in a way that would actually contribute to defeating the Anti-Monitor and stopping the Crisis in the final battle of the final episode of Crisis. Not in the first episode of Crisis, trying to save some people. Obviously, he's a hero, he saves people, but I don't know. But let's talk more about that because I don't think he's really dead forever. I think he'll come back in the crossover and then have a proper death, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Um, what else did we have in this ending? We had some Pariah. So it's confirmed Nash Wells is Pariah. Barry goes Nash, and then Pariah goes. What did he say? Like once. I can't remember, but he basically just said I'm not Nash anymore, and then he said I'm a Pariah. And he is the one that released the Anti-Monitor from his prison. Obviously, the sewer is the prison. Sewer from the Flash and stuff. He released the Anti-Monitor. He released the Anti-Monitor from his prison, and he was basically cursed to watch the Anti-Monitor's actions, as he killed trillions of people. So yeah, um, it's good to see Tom Cavanaugh play Pariah. We all knew from that post-credit scene for the past 4 episodes of the Arrowverse that he was going to become Pariah. So yeah, that this confirms it. It's just it's said. Oh, excuse me. It's said in this episode that that's the case. So I was kind of wishing Harry would come back and he would have survived. He would have survived the Earth 2 antimatter thing from Arrow, and he would have become Pariah. That would have been a cool way to bring him back, and it would have given him something to do. Obviously, there's no complications with bringing Harry back, just because of the fact that Tom Cavanaugh plays him, and Tom Cavanaugh's a regular, and he plays everybody. He plays Nash, he plays Pariah, and he's probably going to play Eobard in this crossover. We've heard nothing about Eobard, so I don't know if he's going to be in here. He said he would be in the last in the last episode of last season of Flash. So I don't know. He's probably going to be in the last few episodes. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's how the episode ends. Really sad moment. I really like the music right at the end when Oliver it pans out. Um, it's like this ominous music. It's not even sad music, which I don't mind because it fit the scene so well. The fact that he died so early, and it was cool. But yeah, that's basically what happened at the end of the episode. The episode ends with Pariah saying things happened differently. And the Monitor said that this is not the death for Oliver that he foresaw. So maybe he's going to bring Oliver back, and Oliver's going to get that death, that heroic death in the last episode that the Monitor foresaw, that we all foresaw. But yeah, the episode ends with Pariah saying, everything there is and everything there ever was doomed. We saw it in the trailer, and yeah, it ended the episode. But I'm gonna talk about a little bit about why I think Oliver is still alive. Just a few pieces of evidence that he's still alive. First of all, in the Flash episode, Part 3, the one that comes out tomorrow, I believe, um, that's that synopsis literally says Oliver and Diggle um, return to a familiar stomping ground. It says Oliver in it. He's back, unless it's a different version, but I don't think it is because it's Oliver and Diggle going, excuse me, to a familiar place. I think it is our Oliver. And in a set photo for Part 3, if you haven't seen it yet, just go on Arrowverse TV's YouTube channel. He posted it on his community tab. It's a Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3 set photo of Oliver and Mia. And yeah, those are just a few pieces of evidence that Oliver will come back, whether it's Constantine in next episode or whether it's the Monitor doing what he did with Lex Luthor. We'll have to wait and see. But hope you guys enjoyed my review. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'd probably give this episode a 9.7 or 9.8. I still think there were a few problems with it. Just some kind of cringy writing. Um, Not a lot, just a few lines in this episode. And overall, most of it was just set up, which is why it only got a 9.7, 9.8, leaning towards the 9.7. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Really solid start to the Crisis. Easily the best episode of the Arrowverse, like best crossover episode, best annual crossover episode we've ever gotten. Um, it was just really really good, and I can't wait for part two tonight, part three tomorrow, and then I I can't wait 35 days. I think that's how long it is. I can't wait that 35 days until part four and five come out. It's I just can't wait that long. I cannot wait that long. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed my review. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for my part two review coming up tomorrow, and my part three review coming up either tomorrow if I have time, or or Wednesday. So yeah, uh, really good episode. Put down in the comments what you thought. If you think Oliver's dead, do you think he'll come back and die like properly, or do you think he'll become like the Spectre or something? I saw a lot of people with that theory. But yeah, I'm gonna end the episode off right, or the review right off right here. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.